poor barmaid found a hell angel's little girl in a dumpster. What he did next shocked everyone. The baby's cry came from the darkest place imaginable, thin and broken, echoing off cold concrete and rotting trash, as if life itself was begging not to be forgotten. Rain poured from the sky, soaking the alley behind a rundown bar, and inside a dumpster wrapped in torn plastic and old newspapers lay a tiny girl, blue from the cold, abandoned like yesterday's waste. No one noticed, no one cared, except one woman who had already lost almost everything. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the idea that even the smallest act of love can change many lives, take a moment right now to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Stories like this remind us that humanity is still alive. Mara was a poor barmaid, the kind people barely looked at unless they wanted another drink. Her hands were always cracked from cheap soap, her back always aching from long shifts and longer walks home. She worked nights at a biker bar on the edge of town, serving men who carried more scars than smiles. The hell angels who drank there were feared by the city, whispered about in dark corners, and blamed for everything that went wrong. Mara didn't judge them. She couldn't afford to. She was barely surviving herself, living in a single room with flickering lights and an empty fridge, haunted by the memory of a child she had lost years ago and never truly mourned. That night, as she dragged the trash out back, the rain soaked her thin jacket and numbed her fingers. She almost didn't hear it, almost, but the sound cut through her like a blade, sharp and desperate. At first she thought it was a cat, then a broken radio, then something far worse. When she lifted the lid and saw the bundle, her knees nearly gave out. Inside was a baby girl, no more than a few days old, her skin pale, her lips trembling, her tiny fists clutching. Nothing at all. The world seemed to stop breathing. Mara didn't think about the law, or the danger, or the fact that she could barely feed herself. She only thought about the baby's heartbeat, weak but still fighting. She wrapped the child in her jacket, pressed her against her chest, and ran back inside, ignoring the stares, the curses, the music blaring around her. She cleaned the baby as best she could, warmed her with shaking hands, and prayed for the first time in years that it wasn't too late. Word spread quickly. In a place like that, nothing stayed secret for long. One of the men at the bar noticed, then another, until the noise slowly died down. The hell angel who mattered most noticed last. His name was Cain, a massive man with a beard streaked in gray, eyes like stone, and a reputation that made grown men cross the street. He was known for violence, for loyalty to his club, and for a past soaked in blood. No one knew much about his personal life, except that he never spoke about family. When Cain saw the baby in Mara's arms, something shifted. It was subtle, almost invisible, but those who knew him felt it. The child's face, small and bruised by the cold, carried a birthmark behind her ear in the shape of a flame. The same mark Cain carried on his shoulder. The same mark his wife once traced with her finger before she died in a crash he never forgave himself for. The same mark his daughter had when she was taken from him by the system after his life fell apart. The room became heavy with silence. Mara felt fear rise in her chest, not for herself, but for the baby. She expected anger, blame, maybe even violence. Instead, Cain dropped to his knees. A man who had faced prison, war, and death without flinching now trembled like a child. He knew before anyone told him. He knew because fate has a cruel way of circling back. The baby was his granddaughter, born to the daughter who had vanished years ago into addiction and pain. The daughter he searched for until hope dried up. The daughter who, it turned out, had given birth alone and left the baby where she thought no one would ever find her. Cain didn't shout. He didn't cry out. He simply took off his leather vest and wrapped it around the child, as if armor could protect innocence. He looked at Mara not as a biker, not as a criminal, but as a broken grandfather who had been handed one last chance. In that moment, something changed not just for him, but for everyone watching. What happened next shocked the town. Cain used his influence, his money, and his fearsome reputation not to hurt, but to protect. He made calls, pulled favors, and for the first time told the truth about his past to people who had only known his legend. He fought the system not with fists but with persistence, determined to keep the baby safe. He paid for medical care, lawyers, and a small home far away from the alley where she was found. And Mara was not forgotten. Cain insisted she come with them, offering her a place in the child's life. At first she resisted, ashamed of her poverty, afraid she didn't belong. But Cain saw in her what he could not give alone. She had been the first arms to hold the baby, the first heart to choose love without reward. Over time, Mara became family, not by blood, but by choice. Life didn't magically become easy. Cain struggled with his past, with enemies, with the weight of regret. Mara struggled with self-worth, with the fear that happiness was temporary. But the little girl grew strong. Her laughter filled rooms that once echoed with anger. Her tiny hands softened hardened men. The bar changed too, becoming quieter, safer, as if the presence of a child had reminded everyone of who they once were. Years later, people would talk about the night everything changed. Not the night of a fight or a crime, but the night a baby was found in a dumpster and chosen by love instead of left by fear. A poor barmaid and a hell angel, two people society had written off, became the guardians of a life that healed them both. If this story touched your heart even a little, please take a moment now to like the video, share it with someone who believes in hope, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps keep stories like this alive. Before this video ends, leave a comment below telling us where you're watching from and what part of the story moved you the most. Your words matter more than you know, because sometimes the greatest miracles are not loud or clean or perfect. Sometimes they are soaked in rain, pulled from trash, and saved by people the world never expected.